Here going into this downgrade, and let's bring in Caroline Woods, senior markets correspondent here. Caroline, it almost seems like maybe a valuation downgrade. They didn't change the price target, but if you look at valuation on this company and the run that it's had, getting put into the S&P 500, maybe some consolidation warranted here.
This is very much a valuation call, Tom. Crowdstrike shares under pressure following this downgrade from Piper Sandler. The analyst there downgraded shares of the cybersecurity company to neutral from overweight. As you said, kept the price target unchanged at $400 per share. So still some upside. It's currently trading around $382 right now, but it's up 50% year to date. It's up 160+% over the past 1 year. And this analyst says the risk reward is less favorable now for Crowdstrike. Commentary still very bullish, though, saying as shares have deservedly risen to the highest revenue multiple of any public software company, above $75 billion in market cap, and encroached on our $400 target, which we do not see a near-term catalyst for raising. We are lowering our rating to neutral. Still very optimistic about the second act for Crowdstrike. Says it has a multitude of opportunities ahead, specifically in cloud, in identity protection, in IT, among other things. Says it's the best of breed. It says its best of breed cloud native architecture truly differentiates the platform aspect of the story relative to its competitors. Further, its execution has been impressive, and the story displays some of the best metrics in software. So a lot of upbeat commentary, but that could be priced in at these levels with that $400 per share price target staying the same. Does see a little bit of upside here, but not nearly like the run that we've already seen for Crowdstrike. I will say $400 a share for the price target is in line with the median for the rest of Wall Street, despite the fact that 92% of analysts have a buy rating on shares. So we'll have to see if other analysts follow suit and downgrade to the sidelines, or if they actually notch those price targets higher. Because at the start of trading today, it was only about 2% from that price target. Now with today's 2.5% decline, it's a little bit further away from that, but getting very close.
Caroline, first things, don't you appreciate when an analyst softens his stance when it hits a price target instead of just automatically raising the price target? That's kind of refreshing, actually, for someone who watches the markets. Number two, we talk about the valuation of this name, and the valuation is a little pricey, but people don't care about valuation unless the growth starts to decelerate. Then they care a lot about the valuation. What's it going to be here, Caroline? It looks like they don't have a lot of macro worries. The comparisons to Palo Alto Networks and Fortinet are kind of positive for them. They seem to be the best of the three. What should we be watching here? Because this chart, boy, incredible run. Even when it sells off, it doesn't sell off for very long.
I'll let you know about growth decelerating when Crowdstrike actually reports again on August 28th, because otherwise I'd have to have a crystal ball, and I'm not necessarily sure. But I will say, when you compare it to some of its competitors, definitely from a year-to-date, one-year basis, the standout winner. But even with 92% in the buy camp, I was taking a look. Palo Alto has a 73% of analysts in the buy camp. That's up 15% year-to-date. And then the next one, Zscaler, 77% have a buy rating, and it's down 11.5% year to date. So some would say, from a value perspective, those might be it. The others, Okta, Fortinet, really modest gains and losses, but the majority in the hold camp for those. So it seems like, based on the analyst ratings, that Crowdstrike is still very much the favorite, with the majority in the buy camp there. But again, we kind of have to wait and see as it encroaches on that $400 per share price target. Safe answer, but otherwise I would just be guessing.
And KeyBank actually came out with a note on Crowdstrike right after the downgrade, raised their price target to $440 from $380.
And there it is.
And
there's the other end of the spectrum.
Don't you downgrade my stock that I like.
Exactly.
All right, great stuff. Thanks to Caroline Woods.